everybody, welcome back. So now that my daily driver is daily driving again, time to get back to work on the CJ-7. And like I said, one of the things I want to do is figure out why it isn't running as good as I'd like it to do. I think there are intake leaks. That's why I got the Mr. Car Tool smoke leak detector, and I'm now starting to see both the positives and negatives of smoke leak detectors, and I'm going to demonstrate those here for you shortly. I made this little metal cap to go on. That's actually a piece of the old tube bumper, and welded a little cap on it. I 3D printed some TPU gaskets in the hope of getting a seal. So a couple of you give me some good suggestions, like make sure you check inside the cab in case it's the power booster leaking. But this power booster doesn't go inside the cab. It's got this like bell crank device on it, so everything is under here that could leak vacuum. So let's turn it on and I'll show you what my issues with it are. Works good. In fact, the problem is it works too darn good. Let's turn it on. Let me unplug it. We'll pull the line out there. We'll make sure we're getting smoke today, and we'll take a look and see if we can see anything here. All right, smoke turned on. Nope, let's turn the smoke on. Smoke is now on. This thing smokes fast. There we go. We already got smoke pouring out of it. Let's plug our line back in and let's see what happens. So almost immediately smoke starts pouring out from around here where I couldn't get it sealed properly. And the problem is, after a short period of time, it'll be so filled up with smoke under here that if it is leaking someplace, you're not going to see it. So I'm going to take a bright light and I'm going to go around and look. And there's really nothing I can do about this down here, because that's a grommet where wires go through inside to the throttle body for the injector. So I'm kind of stuck with that. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. So I'm just going to take my light, because the light shows the smoke up pretty well, and I'm just going to start looking for smoke anywhere I can where I shouldn't have smoke. And I'm not seeing, I was expecting the manifold to be gushing, to be honest with you, but there really isn't anything. I'm going to see if I can take a quick look underneath of it. See if we can look at the underside of that manifold. I got coolant leaking out of it. That's fun. You know, I'm really not seeing any smoke coming out. Of course, there's that great big leak up above, but I'm starting to think I don't have any coolant leaks. Excuse me, I'm looking at a coolant leak. I'm starting to think I don't have a significant vacuum leak anywhere. So now you see both the beauty and the beast of the smoke leak detector. It's it definitely works, but like I say, it almost works too good. I'm going to move on because I'm not seeing smoke coming out where smoke shouldn't be coming out. Okay, now that I'm reasonably convinced that there are no air leaks, the next thing I want to tackle is timing, because it's easy. I mean, really, for the most part it is. It's even easier than hooking up a gauge and check fuel pressure, or as easy. And I suspect that when I set this to the factory timing spec, which honestly is really too far retarded for it to run as good as it should. These are very forgiving engines when it comes to timing. So first things first, I have disconnected the vacuum advance. I have the port plugged. This is pretty much manifold vacuum right here, I believe. I'm going to leave it connected to there. I've got it disconnected. I don't know if you can see it down here, but there is our timing. Stock is 6, and I wanted it about 10 or 12. We'll start this thing up and we'll see where this is at. And yes, I still have a belt squeaking a little bit, but I'm not going to tackle that today. So I've got to set the camera down, and I am going to turn that to where I think 10 degrees is, or 12 degrees is, right about there. Let's try throttle response. Feel that stumble? That has always been there with this fuel injection. Always. Let's see if we can change it. Let's see if we can change it by turning the accelerator pump adjustment here. Now, all the way in is off, and all the way out is fully on. So it's turned, I believe, all the way to its minimum right there. But I may have that backwards. I used to have a label on the dash that told me which way to turn them. When I took it off when I repainted the dash. I don't know, did that help any? No. Let's turn it all the way the other way. Okay, that's worse. Way worse. So, I'm going to turn it all the way back to the full-on pump position. Now, there's a choke setting on it too, and that's turned all the way off right now. The choke only works for about the first, in Arizona, for the first 30 seconds of it. I don't know where these are set, because when I ordered the replacement pots, they sent me the ones that don't have knobs on them. And instead of waiting to get the correct ones, I put those in. So I'm going to grab a screwdriver and I'm going to set those. Okay, for now I just want to get these about in the middle. So out is full lean. There's full lean right there. So there's half a turn. So you get about 3/4 of a turn. So that right there is about halfway. Let's do the same to mid-range and power. So right about there, and right about there. Of course, at idle, power doesn't do anything, but mid-range does. Let's see what we got. Oh, you know what? I didn't hook the regular vacuum advance back up. Let's do that. Oh, you know what? How much vacuum do I have there at idle? I got nothing at idle. Let's see if that changed any. Nope. There's still that little stumble. I'm just curious what kind of vacuum I have at these lines here, and if that's not getting enough advance when you goose it is part of my problem. So first thing I want to check is I want to check where I have currently have the vacuum advance connected to. All right, let's see what that is. Sure starts up nice. Hey, at idle I've got 0. Okay, right, okay. Notice how when you goose it, it goes to 10 and then drops to 5. Let's try this other one. I got another connection here that's just blocked off. Well, I got vacuum there at idle. Look at that, I got 20 PSI of vacuum there at idle. Let's see what happens to it. Let me plug the other one off now. Well, let's see what you get here when you goose it on this one. See, that one drops. This would be manifold vacuum. high at idle. I'm going to hook just for sport and amusement. I'm going to hook my my vacuum advance up to that and see what happens. Better. Quite a bit better. Still there slightly. Huh, interesting. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hook this back up where it was, back to that one that is 0 at idle and then goes up when you hit it. And I'm going to plug the manifold vacuum line off, and I'm going to advance the distributor more, and let's see what that does. There go my cooling fans. Nice to know they're still working. All right, so I'm going to go more advanced, which I think is there. Let's look and see what that is. Okay, yeah, I'm way up above the entire timing plate there. So what do we got now? How about now? Oh, I want to connect. Oh, I am. Okay. Still there. Better. Let's see if it'll crank there. Because that's pretty damn far advanced. Let's see if it'll crank there. It does. I'm not sure what that's telling me. Let's try swapping them again. Let's try swapping it back here again. Because that's really going to advance it at idle. It's almost gone, isn't it? It is. It's almost completely gone. Listen to that. That's almost perfect. Have I just cured my stumble? I've just cured my stumble. Now it is idling a little fast there. I don't have a tack, but that is idling pretty fast for a manual. Let's turn the idle speed down. That's good there. Let's try it again. I think I've cured my stumble. That's perfect. That's perfect. I don't know that it's ever run that good. I think I've had that connected there, which gives me too far retarded at idle. Wait for the fans to stop here for a moment. There they go. Now I'm obviously going to have to get it out on the road and test it. Now in order to get it out on the road and test it, I still have to have it licensed. I have insured it, but when I went down to get it back in their system today and get it licensed, I don't want to take the emissions test in this, as I've mentioned before, because it's got fuel injection, not a carburetor, so it lacks things like a carburetor float bowl vent. So it passes big time on the emissions part of the test, but it fails the equipment part of the test every time. So in order to not have to take the emissions test, I have to register as a classic historic vehicle, which is fine because I have a full-time daily driver. This is just going to be an occasional fun vehicle. And but when I went down, my insurance company had not done what I told them to do and had not given me classic insurance, so I had to get them on the phone, which I hope now is fixed. So I think I have found what works right for this engine. Who knows, you know, originally came with a carburetor, now has a throttle body injection on it. Whatever works makes us happy, right? Anyway, thanks for watching, listening to my rant. Looks like we solved an issue, and I expected it to take a lot longer. Catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully we'll be driving it in the next one. Bye for now.